Most people walk into a casino thinking they're prepared, but the truth is, the entire place is built on one simple fact. You're not. From the moment you walk in, the house knows exactly how you think, how you react, and how you'll spend your money, long before you ever sit at a table. If you've ever walked out wondering, where did all my money go? It's not because you played badly. It's because you were never given the real rules of the game.
Every casino visit tells a story. From the moment you step through the doors, you're surrounded by light, sound, and motion. Every inch designed to pull you in. The colors, the energy, the promise of a win just one spin away. It's intoxicating. But beneath that excitement lies a hidden system, one built on psychology, probability, and design. Most players never notice it. They just follow the crowd, sit where it feels lucky, and hope for the best. But imagine seeing the casino differently, like a professional sees a stock market. You'd recognize patterns, spot traps, and make smarter decisions that the average player never even considers. You walk into the casino for the first time. The air hums with energy. Lights flash, coins clink, music swells, and for a moment, you feel like anything is possible. You grab a seat at a slot machine, maybe a classic one with cherries and bars. You win a small bonus. The machine sings a cheerful tune, and adrenaline hits like a wave. You think, this is easy. But 2 hours later, that early win is gone, and so is your excitement. That's not a failure. It's the design. The lights, the sounds, the near misses, they're all part of the casino's psychology, a system engineered to keep you in the seat. In that moment, you realize luck isn't a plan. And that realization, that's where real players begin their education.
Most people walk into a casino believing they're just here to have fun, but without realizing it, they're stepping into a system designed to take advantage of everything they don't know. They don't understand how the house edge silently drains their bankroll one tiny percentage at a time. They don't see how the layout guides them toward the worst games, how the lights and sounds push them to make faster decisions, or how the pacing keeps them playing long after they meant to stop. Most beginners choose games stacked against them, chase losses they never planned for, and mistake gut feelings for strategy. Maybe you've felt it too, sitting at a slot machine, getting that early bonus, and then slowly giving back $200 without noticing, or buying into blackjack, thinking basic strategy is common sense, only to bust on a 14 because it felt right. The truth is, casinos count on these mistakes, and unless you understand what's really happening, you'll keep paying for problems you never even knew you had.
Think about this. 2 players sit side by side at the blackjack table. One bets based on gut feeling, splitting tens and doubling down because it worked last time. The other uses a simple strategy they learned from this guide.
understanding probabilities, house edges, and how to minimize risk. After an hour, the first player's stack is gone. The second is up. Maybe not by much, but enough to prove a point. Knowledge changes everything. This isn't theory, it's real. The guide gives you those tools, whether you're a casual weekend player or someone looking to refine their approach into a sharp, methodical craft. Casinos know emotion drives decisions. Excitement, frustration, hope, even pride. That's why the lights flash when you win and the losses are quiet. They understand that emotion keeps you in the seat. Preparation, on the other hand, breaks that spell. When you walk in with a plan, a budget, and a clear understanding of the games, you play with purpose, not impulse. You don't chase losses. You don't fall for streaks or luck. You start enjoying the game for what it is, entertainment, while keeping your edge intact. That's the mindset the ultimate casino guide builds in you. But here's the truth most players never hear. Gambling isn't about luck. It's about knowledge. The games aren't random mysteries. They're built on patterns, probabilities, and psychology that anyone can learn. What if I told you casinos become predictable once you understand how the math works, how the house edge functions, and how your own brain reacts under pressure? There is a smarter, fully legal, fully ethical way to play, one that doesn't rely on superstition or gut feelings, but on real strategy and real information. You don't need to be a pro. You don't need to memorize complex systems. You just need to see what's really happening behind the games. And once you do, you'll never walk into a casino the same way again. You've heard them all. The slot machine is due for a hit. Roulette always balances out. Hot tables stay hot. These are myths, and they're the quiet reason casinos win billions every year. Players rely on superstition instead of strategy, feelings instead of facts. This guide doesn't just teach you what to do, it shows you what to stop believing. Once you understand how these myths form and how the casino subtly reinforces them, you'll start seeing through the illusion. That moment of clarity, that's when you become the player who stops feeding the system and starts using it. Winning isn't just about money. It's about control. The confidence that comes from knowing you're not just another player feeding the house. You know when to play, when to walk away, and how to make each session fun and financially smart. Whether it's learning how slot RTP actually works, understanding why some bets are traps, or recognizing when the environment is influencing your choices, this guide gives you that edge. You walk in prepared, focused, and calm, while everyone else is still guessing. There are only two types of people in every casino: the ones who understand how the game's psychology and math really work, and the ones who unknowingly pay for everyone else's fun. And here's the surprising part: luck isn't what separates them. Knowledge does. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just not lucky enough, you're about to learn why none of that is your fault, and how easily everything can change once you know what the casino knows. Imagine finally knowing which games quietly give you the advantage, and which ones are designed to drain your bankroll faster than you can pull up a chair.
Imagine understanding how to manage your money with the same discipline and structure professional gamblers use, so you always stay in control. Inside this guide, you'll learn how casinos subtly influence your decisions through sound, speed, and layout, and how to break free from that psychology. You'll discover legal, smart strategies that reduce your losses, probability tables, and RTP formulas that let you make informed choices, and the cognitive traps nearly every player falls into without realizing it. You'll see exactly which bets are never worth touching, and which hidden gem bets quietly offer more value than the casino wants you to notice. These aren't guesses. They're real, practical, powerful tools that completely change the way you play.
Here's the truth. Casinos aren't about pure luck. They thrive because most people believe they are. But behind every flashing slot, every roulette wheel, and every deck of cards is a set of mathematical rules that never change. Once you understand them, you gain something powerful: control. You don't need to count cards or memorize charts. You just need to know how to play smarter, bet strategically, and walk away when it matters. The Ultimate Casino Guide doesn't just tell you what to do, it explains why it works. It's like learning the blueprint of the casino itself, so you can play within the system rather than against it. I'm not here to sell you fantasies or systems. I'm here because I've spent years breaking down the real math behind casino games, studying how gambling psychology works, and watching thousands of players make the same avoidable mistakes. I built this guide after seeing too many people lose money simply because no one ever gave them the knowledge they needed to play smarter. My goal isn't to turn you into a professional gambler. It's to help you walk into any casino with the clarity, confidence, and understanding that most players never get. If you want real strategies, real odds, and real insight, not myths or hype, you're in the right place.
Picture this. You're sitting at a blackjack table. Hands sweaty, cards face down. The dealer shows a 6, a bust card you've heard someone whisper. You've got a 12 and feel the tension rise. Instinct screams hit, but the chart in your mind, if you studied, says stand. You trust the math. The dealer flips over a 10, then draws a 6. Bust. You win. You didn't just get lucky, you played correctly. That's when it clicks. Blackjack isn't a guessing game, it's a data game. Every decision has a measurable outcome, and over time, the players who follow math, not emotion, come out ahead. The Ultimate Casino Guide gives you that framework, so every table becomes a place of strategy, not stress.
Right now, walking into a casino might feel overwhelming. Bright lights, loud sounds, confusing rules, and that sinking feeling of, I hope I don't lose too much tonight. Maybe you've guessed on bets, chased losses, or walked out wondering where your money went. But after learning the principles in this guide, everything changes. You step onto the casino floor with clarity. You understand the odds. You know which games actually give you a fair chance, and you recognize the psychological tricks designed to pull you off track. Instead of gambling blindly, you play with purpose. Instead of stress and doubt, you feel calm, strategic, and in control. You stop chasing losses and start following a plan that protects your bankroll. And most importantly, you finally get to enjoy the casino for what it should be. Entertainment, on your terms, with your rules, and with full confidence in every decision you make.
That's exactly why I created this complete casino beginner to expert guide. Because you shouldn't have to walk into a casino guessing, stressing, or hoping luck magically solves everything. This guide meets you right where your problems are. It breaks down every major game, shows you which bets protect your bankroll, explains the real psychology casinos use, includes probability tables, bankroll trackers, RTP formulas, smart legal strategies, and step-by-step instructions that turn confusion into clarity. Whether you've never played a table game before, or you've been gambling for years and want to finally understand what the pros know, this guide gives you the missing information you've never been shown. It's the bridge between feeling overwhelmed and feeling absolutely in control.
There's a moment every serious player faces. The big win. You hit a hot streak at the craps table. The crowd cheers. Chips stack higher than ever before. For a few minutes, you feel invincible. But then, greed whispers. You start betting bigger, faster, trying to ride the wave. Within an hour, half of it is gone. 2 hours later, you're back where you started. You walk out of the casino with nothing but receipts and regret. That's the hidden lesson most people never learn, that success without structure always collapses. High rollers don't go broke because they can win. They go broke because they don't stop. The guide doesn't just teach how to play. It teaches when to walk away.
One night, a veteran dealer leaned across the felt and said, "You can always tell who's winning before the cards are even dealt." He nodded toward two players, one calm, focused, quietly stacking chips, the other fidgeting, sipping fast, chasing bets. The calm one would win more often, he said, because mindset beats momentum. The longer you sit at a table, the more it becomes a test of patience, not probability. That wisdom stuck. The best gamblers aren't adrenaline junkies. They're students of control. That's what separates the tourists from the tacticians. And when you start thinking like the dealer, not the distracted player, you stop reacting to the game and start reading it.
Then there's the comeback story. The player who lost hundreds the first time they played swore off casinos forever, but came back armed with knowledge. They studied the house edges, memorized strategy charts, tracked their sessions, and practiced discipline. The next time they stepped onto the casino floor, it wasn't for luck, it was for mastery. They didn't win every game, but they understood every loss, every probability, every edge. Over time, they stopped being a gambler and became a strategist. That transformation is the real win, and it's exactly what your ultimate casino guide is built to create. Players who walk in uncertain and walk out enlightened.
Inside this guide, you'll understand every major casino game with crystal clarity. You'll learn the real math behind house edges, odds, and probabilities, so you can make informed decisions instead of blind guesses. You'll get checklists, worksheets, and bankroll trackers that keep your money in your control, not the casino's. You'll know exactly which bets are worth your time and which ones drain bankrolls fast. You'll recognize the psychological traps casinos rely on and avoid them effortlessly. You'll learn how to stay responsible while maximizing the fun and excitement of the games. You'll pick up insider-style tips that even seasoned players miss. And most importantly, you'll start saving money instantly by avoiding the most common mistakes players make every single day.
Long before neon lights and digital screens, gambling began with carved bones and pebbles tossed in the dirt. The earliest records, dating back over 4,000 years to Mesopotamia and China, show people wagering not for profit, but for fate. Dice-like artifacts have been found in Egyptian tombs, hinting that even pharaohs played games of chance. In ancient China, lotteries funded great public works, some say even parts of the Great Wall. The Romans bet on gladiators, the Greeks on chariot races. Gambling wasn't just entertainment. It was a reflection of belief that luck and destiny were forces humans could touch, if only for a moment. And though the stakes have changed, that same thrill, the heartbeat before the dice stop, is what drives players today.
By the 17th century, gambling had become both a vice and a pastime of the elite. Venice's Ridotto, opened in 1638, is often considered the world's first true casino, a controlled, elegant environment where nobles played cards under chandeliers and masks. From there, the culture spread across Europe. In France, roulette was refined. In England, baccarat and hazard evolved. In Germany, the house edge was formalized as a business model. Gambling became more than chance. It became an art of mathematics and probability. The aristocrats played for prestige, not pennies. Those early European halls laid the foundation for modern casinos, sophisticated, psychological arenas that balanced risk and reward with an air of luxury.
When gambling crossed the Atlantic, it took on a rougher edge. In the Wild West, saloons and riverboats became the new casinos. Cowboys, traders, and travelers played poker and faro by lantern light, with guns on the table and gold on the line. Gambling mirrored the spirit of early America, daring, entrepreneurial, unpredictable. In the 1800s, towns like New Orleans and San Francisco were built on both opportunity and risk. And yet, outlaws and lawmen alike found the same truth: chance favors no one. From those dusty tables grew the culture of skill-based gambling. Players who learned to read faces, not just cards. That's the heritage modern poker carries. Strategy born out of survival, not luxury.
Fast forward to the 20th century. The desert of Nevada, once barren, becomes a beacon of light. Las Vegas, legalized for gambling in 1931,
was the first to blend risk, entertainment, and psychology into a single empire. Casinos weren't just places to play. They were experiences designed to hold attention and emotion. No clocks, no windows, endless sound, every element crafted to suspend time and increase play. By the 1950s, mob money built the Strip, but marketing genius kept it alive. Shows, buffets, comps, and themed resorts turned gambling into a dream, one that felt safe, exciting, and glamorous. The house edge wasn't just math anymore. It was architecture, lighting, and psychology. And most players, then and now, never realize how much of their decision-making happens by design. Today, casinos aren't bound by walls. Online platforms, mobile apps, and live dealer games have brought the casino floor to your fingertips. Players can spin reels from home, join global poker tournaments, or bet on sports in real time. But while the technology has changed, the core principles remain: probability, discipline, and psychology. Every sound cue, every animation, every bonus offer is still rooted in the same conditioning principles that shaped casinos decades ago. The difference now is access. Anyone can play, anywhere, anytime. And that's why knowledge has never been more powerful. The Ultimate Casino Guide isn't just about teaching you how to play. It's about helping you navigate this new era of gaming, where understanding history gives you the edge in the present. Casinos aren't random, chaotic places built on luck. They're precision-engineered environments designed to predict your choices before you make them. Every sound, every light, every layout pattern exists for a reason. And unless you understand what's happening behind the scenes, you're walking in blind. The truth is, you don't lose because you're unlucky. You lose because the casino understands the game far better than you do. But once you learn the system, everything changes. Every game in the casino operates on a delicate balance between risk and reward, and the brain loves that tension. The same chemical rush that happens when you hit a jackpot is the same one that drives people to take bigger, riskier bets after a loss. It's dopamine, the illusion of control in motion. The guide helps you recognize these psychological triggers and replace impulsive reactions with intentional decisions. Once you learn to separate excitement from emotion, every spin, roll, or deal becomes a choice you own, not one the casino manipulates. Every player starts somewhere. That first casino trip, the first time your hands shake holding a stack of chips, the thrill of winning your first hand of blackjack. But what separates beginners from experts isn't just experience, it's awareness. Experts see patterns. They understand the rhythm of the casino. They track bets, know when to press and when to pause, and never let emotion dictate action. The Ultimate Casino Guide exists to bridge that gap, to take you from that wide-eyed beginner to a player who walks in with purpose, calm, and confidence. Every page moves you closer
to mastery.
If you're ready to play smarter, safer, and with real knowledge, not myths, then click the link in the description and get the Ultimate Casino Guide. Everything you need to transform how you approach the casino is waiting for you inside. And if you're still deciding, no problem. You can grab the Quick Casino Guide for free and start improving your game today. Whether you want the full deep dive or the fast start version, take the next step now. Your next casino trip can be clearer, more confident, and far more rewarding. Start with the guide.
Strategy isn't just math, it's mindset. A strategic player doesn't play every hand or spin every wheel. They wait, they observe, they plan. They treat their bankroll like a business account, not a toy. The Ultimate Casino Guide teaches that mindset, to think like a professional without losing the fun of the game. You'll learn how to treat every visit like a mission. Go in with a plan, use your resources wisely, and walk away satisfied, win or lose. That's the real secret. Consistency beats emotion every time.
It's easy to chase the big win, the life-changing jackpot, the impossible streak, the fantasy of beating the house. But the real jackpot isn't a payout, it's understanding. It's knowing the odds before you sit down, reading the table before you bet, and leaving with your bankroll and pride intact. That's what this guide gives you, knowledge that compounds. Every bit of understanding you gain makes the next game, the next session, the next trip more rewarding. Luck fades, skill lasts forever.
The worst thing you can do is walk into a casino unprepared, guessing on every bet and letting the house take more than it should. Even spending just 10 minutes with the Ultimate Casino Guide will arm you with knowledge that can save you money and make your next trip far more enjoyable. You're already playing. Now it's time to play smart, confident, and in control. Don't wait for another lost session to realize how much easier it could be with the right tools at your fingertips.